Hi everyone. I just want to apologize right off the bat. It seems like every time I make a video or film a video, I should say, it's right before or after I go to work, and generally I don't really put that much effort, usually into like my makeup and hair and all that because it's work. And at Petco I have to wear a uniform anyway. At the daycare, I'm dealing with 1-year-olds, so I'm not gonna get dressed up just to be spit on and shit on and all that wonderful stuff. So anyway, that and the fact that I only got 3 hours of sleep last night, so these circles you see here, yeah, it's no good. I can honestly barely function right now. So hopefully I get through this video, you know, making it clear for you guys. Anyway, I wanted to make another video, but I wasn't entirely sure what to make it on. I didn't really want to do another beauty video, and I don't have anything to show for like a haul video, although I will in a few days or so whenever my package comes. But anyway, I wanted to do this on the birth control that I actually just stopped last week, but over the course of the few months that I was taking it, I had gotten questions privately asked on my Tumblr page, my experience, with it, whether I liked it, didn't like it, how well it worked for me. I know at least one person specifically asked me to do a review, and I'm assuming they meant a video. Um, Either way, that's what I'm doing. I think it's just the easiest rather than just, going on and on through text. And I don't know, I feel like people enjoy watching things more than they do reading. Well, I guess it depends what it is. But anyway, I'm gonna keep this short for once, hopefully. So, generally, when I think of a review, I think of a description of how well something does or doesn't work for someone so other people can get, a general idea. But while that works for beauty products, fairly accurately, it doesn't at all for birth control in any way, shape, or form. Everyone's body reacts entirely different. Everyone has different hormones, chemicals, levels, everything like that. So it's a lot different for each person. So that's why I'm titling this my experience instead of, um, a review. Because honestly, I'm gonna just lay it down like right off the bat. This is gonna be a negative video. There are only like two pros that I've had with this birth control. So I'm just gonna say right now, it's not, you know, gonna be full of positives. That's for sure. I mean, it's not gonna be a rant video or anything like that, but I did not have a very positive experience at all with that pill, and I will never go back on it. Um, but anyway, I started Lo Loestrin Fe, which is a low dosage pill. It's only 1 milligram, and the pill I'm on now, which is Viaz, is 3 milligrams. So anyway, I started that back in August of 2012, so only like 5 months or so ago. And at the time, my doctor said it would help with my acne. I've always had, moderate acne, sometimes not even moderate, not, better than that even. I don't know, like, I can't think of the word, but anyway. It had been getting kind of bad around that time, but it was definitely clearing up a lot by the time I went to my doctor to be prescribed. And that was my main, reason for getting on birth control. My main reason was, for birth control. And but he said it would help with the acne and regulating my periods and everything because I had my periods since I was 14, and it's still irregular. I mean, sometimes I get it, you know, uh, I like can't even function. Sometimes it's regular, sometimes it's not. Um, in terms of when I get it, in terms of the flow, this and that. So we said it would help with those things. So it's like okay, that's cool if it does. And I guess we'll start with the acne because that's the first thing I talked about. Uh, like I said, my acne was clearing up. It wasn't too bad. Instead of making my acne better, this made it way worse. Um, Maybe the worst it's ever been, honestly. Um, Definitely one of the worst times though for acne. Just big pimple, little pimple, just like scattered. all over my face, and even cover up and foundation and all that wasn't really helping. So that sucked. Um, so there's that. As far as regulating my periods, my period didn't become regular until last month, which usually it takes 3 months on birth control for your period to regulate. Sometimes it's more, so 5 months isn't too bad, but I mean, still, I don't know. That and the fact that I hardly even got a period. I mean, when you're on birth control, you technically don't, it's not an actual period anyway, but you know, you know what I mean. Maybe. I don't know if I'm making sense. But I mean, it was barely anything, which I mean, it's nice that it was so light, but for a while it kind of worried me because I didn't know, is this my period? Is this spotting? Sometimes when you're pregnant, you even spot a bit. So I'm just like, how the hell am I supposed to know if I'm pregnant or not? If I'm like hardly getting a period at all, it's not, you know, regular at all. So I don't know. That part kind of sucks, honestly. So there's that. See another one. Um, I went from having sex at least a couple times a week, if not more, to every other couple weeks, sometimes even less often. So that's pretty extreme, I think. I usually have a fairly high libido, and that just kind of plummeted, so that sucked. And part of that was due to the fact that I was always exhausted no matter how much sleep I got. I was always so tired. Part of it was because of my schedule, you know, because I had started my semester just after starting this pill, and also a new job, the daycare, in addition to the job I already had. So my schedule was a bit busy, but I mean, I was like to the point where I could barely keep my eyes open. I could barely, function properly half the time, and I was just beyond tired. I was absolutely drained, and that continued even well after my semester ended, and I wound up only taking two. I dropped two classes, so I wound up only taking two classes, um, just because I couldn't even like get up out of bed, honestly, and I just didn't have energy. So I just stuck with my two later classes, um, and the ones that I enjoyed the most and was doing the best in. But yeah, like I said, this continued. I mean, my semester ended December 13th, I think, and still last week when I was still taking it, I was still so fucking exhausted. You know, even a month after my semester ended, and so that's a thing. Um, let's see. As far as like nausea and headaches and stuff, it didn't really seem to you know increase that at all, which is good. So that's a pro right there. That and the fact that I didn't get pregnant while on this pill, that's, pretty huge pro. But those are pretty much the only two. um, but the biggest con, and I think this is probably the last aspect that I have to talk about this pill, um, the most significant one, which also had to do with me dropping classes and not being able to get up and this and that, was the extreme depression that this pill put me through. I have had a history of depression, um, which is pretty risky when you're taking birth control. But I mean, I was honestly the most depressed that I've been in years, honestly. Probably seriously years. And I just felt like I was reaching my lowest point all over again, and it was hell, especially because there was no, direct, cause, I guess you would say. It's not like someone just passed away or just went through a breakup, um, or the things that I went through in my past that were really horrible. But so just the fact that, I just felt so absolutely horrible every single day for 5 months straight. Because it was pretty much off the bat that this started after taking this pill. And also, might I add you, right before taking this pill, I was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life. I had just my whole outlook and attitude on life completely changed. I was so much more positive. I was, you know, doing yoga on my own, and I kept my room clean. And at one point, I had started getting back into reading and stuff like that, and writing here and there, and hanging out with friends more and stuff like that. But once I started taking this, all of that just went away. I'm living in like a disaster that I call a room. I haven't done anything active at all. I very, very rarely hang out or even see my friends anymore. Just stuff like that. And then, like I was saying, just the general, you know, depression. Just for no real reason. I mean, I could be, okay one moment, but then just something, or even sometimes nothing, would just trigger just this horrible, like, feeling of worthlessness and sadness and despair. And I've definitely had several urges to cut myself and harm myself again, and even suicidal thoughts. I didn't actually attempt suicide, but I had definitely had some, very dark thoughts. And I mean, I went through this shit on a daily basis. It wasn't, like, mood swings or, whatever, certain days or just the days around my period, during my period. No, like, this was a regular basis thing, daily. And I'm usually the kind of person, I'm not trying to have, some kind of huge ego or some shit, but I'm the kind of person who usually remains fairly strong. And I mean, I have been through some pretty shitty things in the past, and I've got through them. um, and I've really changed a lot in terms of my outlook and stuff like that, and my depression until I started this pill. I mean that pill, but I don't even know where I'm going with this. I completely lost my train of thought. Anyway, sorry, I remembered. I'm usually the kind of person who stays strong things like this, and I usually weigh things out. Like, I mean, for example, my job at the daycare is so fucking horrible. It sucks. It's such shit. And I've been there since the end of August, around the same time as I started the pill, actually. And I wanted to quit so many times, but I just didn't. I don't know. I'm the kind of person who just, like, sticks things out. I'm not the kind of person to complain constantly, or just give up, or quit just like that. um so yeah, I figured, and I knew that it took at least a few months, sometimes several months, maybe even a year for some people to their bodies and everything to adjust to birth control. But I I can't even I can't even explain how horrible I felt when I was on this pill, mentally and emotionally. It just made me so drained. Just it made me just not want to live anymore. Like, straight up, I just wanted to die, every day. And it was, like I told you, it was really affecting my life. In terms of school, friends, you know, sex, relationships, all that. Um, I don't know. It was awful, and I was also definitely more. I definitely had more mood swings on this pill. They weren't. I don't know if they were extreme or not. Um, but I definitely, like, cried more around my period and stuff like that. But I mean, that's kind of like a minor thing, honestly. But especially compared to the depression. But yeah, the depression was the main reason I felt I needed to get off this pill, because while I don't think I would commit suicide, I just couldn't fathom living my life like this, again, how I did years ago. Just, I don't think anyone should go through that. Um, so I was gonna, try to stick it out for a little longer, but I lost my health insurance. Hopefully I'm getting it back. That would be great. But I lost my health insurance, and the last time I paid for the Lo Loestrin Fe, I paid $105. So at that point, I was like, absolutely, positively, fucking not. I paid for that one time, which I kind of regret. I kind of wish I just said, fuck it, I don't want the prescription, and just went to my doctor as soon as possible to get on a new one. And just dealt with not being on it for being on a birth control for a few weeks or whatever. But I was in the moment. I paid for it anyway. Like I said, I regret it. That is way too much fucking money to pay for birth control. So I got in contact with my doctor finally last week, and he put me on BS, which I started last Friday, and so far so good. Like I said, my skin already started clearing up towards the end of the other pill, so I can't tell you if, how this pill is doing for my skin right now. I only just started it, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how, you know, my periods go, stuff like that. But most importantly, we'll see how my depression goes. This is, like I said, is actually often used to treat moderate acne and PMDD. So hopefully it helps with those things, because PMDD actually does run in my family, and I believe I do have that as well. But I'm hoping that it just, you know, just regardless of that, I hope that it just helps my general mood all, overall, because that's just something that's associated with your period. It's not, you know, you know what I'm getting at. Hopefully, probably not. I'm probably not making any sense right now. Anyway, I hope it does not put me through the shit that the other one put me through. I mean, only been on for a week, and already I feel so much better. I'm so exhausted, but that's because of work and shit and being sick. But so far so good. I mean, after a couple of days, I felt so much more positive, even though I was horribly fucking sick. I just had, more positive outlook on life again, and I'm like, all of a sudden, like, I'm, in the mood to go bike riding and go jogging and running, and I want to take, like, either horseback riding lessons or maybe ice skating or yoga classes or something, like, stuff like that. I plan on cleaning my room hopefully this weekend, maybe tomorrow, and eventually redoing it when I get enough money to do so. And I'm kind of excited for my next semester next week and all that. So, I mean, already it's putting me in a better mood, and I really, really, really hope that it stays this way, and or gets better. Uh, Otherwise, I need to just keep doing a trial and error, which sucks. That's what sucks about birth control, is it because you can't go by reviews, it has to be trial and error. That's the only way of, figure out whether or not it's going to work for you. So that's that. The shitty part though is that this birth control is apparently even more expensive than the other one, and like I said, I'm not on health insurance right now, but hopefully I will be soon. My parents are in the process of finding a new plan. However, my doctor, my gynecologist did give me this card. I don't know where the actual card went. Here it is. Sorry about that. And you can actually, I think you can actually go online and get this too. Supposedly, it's so you don't have to pay any more than $25 for each month's prescription. But I know there's like certain, what's it called? Like, not policies, but like, I can't think of the word, I'm sorry. It's a little confusing though, because online it says that if you have insurance, you won't pay more than 25. If you're uninsured, then it'll take $25 off of your prescription. But on here it says regardless. It says if the person is paying cash. It doesn't say insured or uninsured or anything like that. It says if they're paying cash, then they won't have to pay any more. Yeah, any more than 25 for each month's prescription. But like the pharmacist has to like contact this Therapy First Plus, some company. I don't know. It's confusing to me. I'm gonna have to ask them about it, and hopefully I won't have to pay any more than 25 because I cannot afford to be paying like $100 and some odd every month for birth control. I'm sorry. Like, just, for my boyfriend to come in me, I mean, like, let's be real. Although it's kind of worth it. So, anyway. I didn't meant to say partner. I really don't like the term boyfriend. I don't know why that randomly slipped. But anyway, so yeah, that's my general, experience with it. In terms of taking them, it's the same thing. The same amount of pills. They have different amounts of placebo pills though. And this is a Lo Loestrin Fe. There's actually still one pill left in there. It's just a placebo pill. But I stopped taking it, so I was like, whatever. And this is the Biaz. The last 4 pills in the Biaz over here contain folate in them, and so it is recommended to take them. This one has, I think there's only two or 4 placebo pills. They're just basically sugar pills. But yeah, in terms, I mean, most birth control pills like this have, little labels that you see up here. And they have, all the labels starting with different days of the week depending on when you start yours, so it's, easier to keep track and stuff. And same with all birth control pills, you want to take this at the same time every night or every day. I take mine at night. But it's up to you when you want to take it. But yeah, you want to take it at the same time so it remains as effective as possible. You usually don't have to take them with, food or whatever. It's up to you. Or even water for that matter. You just want to be careful that if you do get sick with, stomach virus, or you just throw up or whatever, that, or if you miss a pill or any of that, that you refer to the manual that comes with it. Because I like I said, I got sick just a couple days after taking it, not from this. There's a stomach virus going around at my daycare that I work at, unfortunately. But I remembered, I was like, oh shit, like I know it said in the instruction manual, like after, if you throw up or anything like that, within a certain amount of hours, to follow the instructions for this pill. Luckily that was past the amount of hours. But I mean, either way, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But yeah, so that's that. For missed pills, it's usually generally the same, for the most part. Usually if you miss one pill, you want to take it as soon as you remember, and then, take the next pill when you normally would take it. If you miss 2 or more, though, I believe you have to, same thing, but you have to wait a week before you're covered in terms of birth control. And if you started within 24 hours of your period, you're usually good to go almost immediately. Any other day, you have to wait a week. I have to wait a week, unfortunately, because I started at like 2nd or 3rd day of my period. I think 3rd. But, so that's that. I mean, they're the same in that terms. They're easy to take, so that's, I guess another pro of Lo Loestrin Fe that was easy to take. But I think all of them generally are for the most part. And wow, I said that I want to make this a half hour, and I made it 25 minutes anyway, so sorry guys. If you're still watching this, I apologize. And, I wouldn't say I hope this is helpful for anyone, because, like I said, everyone's body reacts differently to it, but, for those of you who are interested in my experience, I hope this is kind of what you're, looking for. But yeah, overall, horrible experience with Lo Loestrin Fe, and I'm really hoping for a better outcome with the BS. And I think that's about it. I'm gonna stop before I continue for another like 20 minutes. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye, guys.